So nearby Nisha, are you ready to talk about fucking Dragon Ball?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Ting!
So I'm definitely not wearing this intentionally.
Well, the thing is, I've got a Dragon Ball shirt at home, but I wore it to the gym this morning, and I got in and I went, no, I don't want to be that Dragon Ball fan. Do you know the Dragon Ball fan that we all saw at the cinema and went to go watch the film we're talking about today? Dragon Ball Superhero. Did you happen to catch a whiff of a traditional anime fan? Because I did, and I went, that's a scent that has been locked in the memory bank for a while of just the unwashed nerd.
Oh, luckily, like, our seat in the cinema.
Okay.
We had a row to ourselves. So
Oh,
it was
the dream. Okay, so so let's clarify. We've both been to see Dragon Ball Superhero. I watched it separately than you. Did you watch the English or the Japanese version?
The English.
I watched the Japanese version, so I guess we've
Did
got...
you?
Yeah, it's the only version that was on available for me to see, and I watched it with my friend Charlie. You watched it with Adam, yes?
Yep, watched it yesterday.
And I guess there's going to be full spoilers for the film in this episode of Fact Fiend Out of Focus. So I keep calling it Fact Fiend Unfocused, but Out of Focus is a much better name, especially if, as we suspect, this camera might actually be out of focus because there's no one behind it.
The chairs were in focus, so...
That's fine, as long as and we're where the chairs are, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Nisha, what do you think of the film?
And I thought it was pretty epic.
Yeah, I am so happy that we keep, every couple of years, it's like, you know what? Let's just spend $8 million animating 15 minutes of Dragon Ball. And I think that's all Dragon Ball should be now.
Yeah.
I don't want to see any more of the manga, I don't want to see any more of the anime. I just want to see, every year, here's a movie where we spend all the money we would have spent on all other shit on just a 15-minute long fight scene. And that's where all the budget goes.
To be fair, like, I've read the manga up to the point, well, the granola arc I've not read.
Okay.
Because I looked online and I can't seem to get the granola arc until September. But I've read the Moro arc.
Moro, whatever it is, yeah.
And that looks pretty epic, so I'm kind of excited to see that animated. So I want to see that.
And that's the worry, not the worry, but the confusion for me, because my friend, who I went to see it with, has read everything up to, and this is probably going to be like minor spoilers for someone out there, of in the Japanese like dub or version of the manga that's currently existing, Frieza gets a new form.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's because my Twitter is full
Just
of
full
Dragon
of
Ball.
Dragon Ball.
It's
Yeah.
either Dragon Ball or Jensen Ackles or the boys.
Oh, we're going to get eventually.
Or possums. Possums! Thanks to you, Lulu.
Let's combine all that shit together. But I don't think we're ever going to get the manga and the anime now seems to be going a completely different path. So I asked my mate, I'm like, is any of this shit actually in the manga? And he went, no. The Broly movie is mentioned in one panel where they say, oh, we met a guy called Broly. That's a story for another day. So I fully suspect that the manga and the anime are going to be different paths.
So I've only read the manga from the end of the Tournament of Power.
Yes, the Tournament of Power is different in the manga, to the point where Gohan's not even wearing the same outfit. You know, the subject is today's Gohan, he wears Piccolo's outfit.
Yeah.
Because that, I'm not sure how you feel about this, but in my head, Gohan is Piccolo's student, not Goku's.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like, Piccolo trained him.
He trained him,
Yeah.
he gave him his clothes, like he's like the father figure that Gohan desperately needed.
You see all those jokes about him referring to Piccolo as dad.
Yep, in the abridged series, and not to mention as well the fact that Gohan and Piccolo's like attitude to fighting is more in line than what Goku did, where Goku fucking loves fighting, whereas Piccolo sees it more as like, you know, training body and mind.
Yeah. Yeah, Goku just loves an excuse to fight someone.
Yeah, which is what this movie was. Like the B plot is just Goku and Vegeta punching each other for 20 minutes.
That fight scene though was really good. I enjoyed the fight
yeah.
scene between them, and then the end credits.
The ending,
scene.
which I stayed to the end of, like Vegeta finally, he's like, I won, I won.
Of course, I laugh at the.
That's what it be. Imagine you're fighting fucking Goku. How much stamina those fuckers must have to fight. And I just love the bits of like, boys are so stupid, and Broly's like crying. I'm like, that was beautiful. Like Broly being the audience surrogate of finally Vegeta has surpassed Goku. Like, how pissed is he going to be when he gets out? We'll find out Gohan's stronger now. It's like, he finally beats Goku, and like, I'm the strongest Saiyan alive, and like Gohan's like, hey,
Got a beast mode.
I was gonna say, did you know what the official name of new Gohan is?
Yeah.
Gohan Beast! Beastin'!
So like, yeah, watching the movie, they didn't mention anything about it. So we looked it up last night. It's like, oh, it has an official name.
Of course it does. Gohan Beastin'. And are you aware of, like, I had no context for anything. I managed to go in clean, and I did not know that we got Gohan Beast. And are you familiar with Gohan Blanco?
No.
That is a Gohan Blanco is a fake edit people would do, saying like, "Oh, Gohan's the strongest Saiyan ever. He's got a new form. Have you ever heard of it?" Gohan Blanco, and it was Gohan with white hair.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and you can see it here.
Yeah.
Folks, I'll put a picture behind. Like, and that was the joke of, oh, Gohan as a secret form of Gohan Blanco with white hair.
So, and that was before.
Years before. That was before
my
Ultra
God.
Instinct. And Ultra Instinct became a thing. I was like, oh, Goku Blanco. And then the new form is just that. It's just Gohan. And like, when it happened, I lost my shit. I was like, no, they made it canon.
To be fair, I saw some spoilers.
Some, okay.
Because, you know, I can't avoid Twitter.
You can't, no.
Twitter spoilers, so I knew some of the stuff that was going to happen. I was more surprised by Cell Max.
Cell Max was a complete and utter out
Yeah.
of left field for me, and we can talk about Cell Max in a bit and my problems with Cell Max, but yeah, like, what did you get spoiled on it? 'Cause as I said, I went in
I knew Piccolo and Gohan had new forms.
new form. Did you know what they look like?
Yes.
Okay, so you knew about wide Piccolo.
Swole Piccolo.
Swollen. Like, just the thing is, I saw it and went, this new, I didn't realise for a split second that he was orange. I
Yeah.
was like, why did he change colour? But I
Yeah,
guess like
orange
the Super
Piccolo.
Saiyan thing of like they changed their hair colour, so I guess maybe Namekians change colour, but
Yeah.
that kind of goes against the whole point of like in the Frieza arc where he becomes the Super Namekian.
Seems too incredible to imagine. With that union, Piccolo has become more powerful than I am, even as a Super Saiyan.
And he's
He
just
doesn't
the
look
same.
any different.
No.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my issue with like Gohan's transformation. We talked about the Gohan video we did on the channel. I like the idea that Gohan doesn't like being a Super Saiyan. He hates being a Super Saiyan because it relies on him like giving into that rage inside him.
Yeah.
And he figures out to become Mystic Gohan, which is him in complete and utter control of his emotions without being Super Saiyan. And he becomes Mystic Gohan again.
Yeah.
We
he
get
does,
it.
Yeah. So,
We get I've noticed like that's happened too early. He's become Mystic Gohan way too early.
feel like something else is going to
They're going to give him a new one, and I hope it's not in there. Like, as cool as that moment was, I don't like Gohan Beast.
Do you not?
I don't. It was a cool moment, but in my head, Gohan's so much cooler when he's like actively trying to suppress the Saiyan part of him, and that's what makes him stronger. Him embracing like the Beast part of him kind of leans into the fact that the Saiyan part of him is stronger than the human part. And I always enjoyed the idea that Gohan's human part is the stronger part, and that's why he's stronger than his dad, because he can embrace like like emotional, familial connections, whereas Goku is more connected to fighting.
Yeah. I feel like the hair was
Yeah.
quite extreme, wasn't
Yeah.
it? It's
Well-
just very.
But then when I went back and looked at like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell arc, it's very similar. Like that really extreme one. And I guess that's why they had at the beginning like, oh, Gohan's got like longer, shaggier hair, and I went, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what they're going to do. His new form's going to have even spikier hair, because as soon as you see he's got longer hair, what's he going to look like when he goes Super Saiyan?
Just extreme. But I
Yeah.
did like the moment where it was kind of the same as when he snaps during the Cell Saga.
Yeah, and that's what
where it's the red line, and then he just the same sort of pose, isn't he?
Yeah.
He yells and then transforms. I thought that was quite good.
And you saw the English version, and I saw the Japanese version, where it's still the original voice actors. And fuck you, we don't put, like, I don't think I even bother putting cuts in these, but it's the same original voice actor who's like 80 years old.
Hop, met, ha!
So that
gosh.
scream was done by an 80-year-old woman.
It's impressive.
Yeah, and like I did lose my shit at that moment where it's like he's gonna do it. He's gonna get like just the rage break, and it just click, and it's like there we go.
So you see that red line, it's like,
Yeah,
it's happening. But I mean, for the people who went in blind like you did, it's like, but I was waiting for that moment. It's like, I know he has a new form.
You know
when
Gohan
is it going to
Blanco's
happen?
in my head I was so hyped for this. When I just saw the initial blue explosion, I thought, is this gonna be like newly unleashed? perfect, ultimate Mystic Gohan, and then I saw the hair and went, it's a new form.
Yeah.
And I don't like the idea that it's a new form. I thought it's going to be like, Gohan himself is just stronger.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of Gohan is that he doesn't like all these like Saiyan transformations or anything. Like, no, I'm just going to be me and just be super fucking OP.
This is me at my current full power.
Nice, but don't you still have to go Super Saiyan?
Well, I guess, when your daughter's been kidnapped and then your friends have been beaten up.
Yeah.
Cell looks like he's dead. Not Cell. Piccolo looks like he's dead. Yeah, he's gonna like make some changes.
It will. Just big Piccolo. And I love that. You have Krillin say, Piccolo, can't you turn big? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot. How'd you forget that
you can be a giant?
I guess that's the point. It's like, Big Piccolo was a thing, and I loved all the callbacks to stuff of like when Goten comes in, he's grown up. It's like, cause you know the backstory behind that?
Didn't Toriyama forget about Goten?
Like,
and he just didn't age.
Yeah, Toriyama was asked, so why is Goten not aged at all? Is that a quirk of Saiyans? And he's like, who's Goten? And then he realised, oh fuck yeah, like, and that's why Goten was like a child for like a decade. And then they have that throw like, oh yeah, like, we're tiny for ages, then we just shoot up. So I guess that kind of what happened with Gohan, where you don't see the in-between, you see like, as a teenager, then you're an adult, but you don't see like the awkward in-between bit. Like Goten's at now.
Trunks' hair as well, they made it blue.
Yeah.
To match Bulma's.
It doesn't matter.
No.
Like, that's the thing, I know people get weirded out about that, it's like, I don't care. Like, Bulma's hair is blue, Vegeta's hair is black, like, his hair was pink, it made no sense. I'm glad they did the same colour.
It was the same as his granddad's, wasn't it?
I think so.
Dr. Brief's
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I always seem like, in my head he's always like no hair or like white hair, but yeah, it's like, I don't care about changes like that, and I'm glad that they had those wink nod, like, nudges to the fact like, yeah, we know these are the complaints, like Goten and Trunks haven't aged, fuck it, they're old now.
And that absolute burn that Bulma says when she brings them all, she's like, Earth's mightiest heroes, and Krillin's here too.
That's the thing though, I got so annoyed at the dunking on of Krillin, because it seemed to like undo his arc at the Tournament of Power. Do you remember in like Super, where he gets shot and the bullet hurts him?
Yeah.
And like you have 18 saying like, you're not the martial art, I fell in love with like one of the strongest warriors on Earth. What happened to that guy?
まさか拳銃に撃たれたぐらいで怪我するなんてね。
普通怪我するもんだろう。
何その面。私が惚れた男はそんなグズグズした弱い男じゃなかったんだけどね。
And he goes on that entire like spirit journey to become like realizes his like latent potential and becomes like badass Krillin again. And now he's a fucking coward all over again. Despite the fact he was fighting like fucking Jiren.
He got some shots in.
He did, yeah, but the fact is like he immediately cowards out.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm gonna avoid this, yeah. I'm just gonna look after Bulma and Pan.
Even though like, in the Tournament of Power he was standing up to like gods. And he proved that he could fight on power with like, Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Yeah.
Using his like, his trickery and his intelligence as a martial artist. And then he's like, yeah, I'm a coward again.
To be fair, that version of Cell did kind of freak me out. It was quite scary.
I did not like that version. Because I realised he was big, and I was like, okay, I don't mind big Cell. That's fun. I'm hoping, and it didn't happen, at some point they'll split him apart and perfect Cell's him. And I know that's gonna be bullshit, but they brought Frieza back for the fan service. They've never brought Cell back except as like, a memory or like in the like a random movie from like 10 years ago. But bring perfect Cell back and let adult Gohan have a fight with him again, and they never did. And I was expecting like, him to get split open and then like, perfect Cell comes out, but it never did.
Yeah, because I really wanted them to do more with the Gohan Beast form.
Yes.
Because he just changed, and then he did like the special beam cannon.
Yeah.
Cannon. Can't speak.
Cannon.
Special beam cannon, and then it was all over. It's like, they could have done more with the form.
Yeah.
And they could have had Cell become perfect Cell in some way.
Yeah, I was
But they just kind of ended it there. Like,
And you might argue that's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? It's like they brought Frieza back 3 times. At this point, Dragon Ball is fan service, and the fact they didn't give us the bit of fan service that we all wanted, which was bring Perfect Cell back, let the Perfect Cell fight happen again, with now a Gohan who wants to fight.
Yeah.
As an adult Gohan, but...
Yeah, looks that'd be really cool, because obviously he fought him as a child,
yeah.
Now it's like he's an adult with his own child. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that.
And I do like that they have to remind people right at the start of the movie. Isn't my daddy the strongest person on the planet? Yeah, he was. Not anymore though. Like they keep saying, isn't he the strongest person who's ever lived? Well, yeah, if he wants to be, but he doesn't want to. And they have to keep, like, you know, reiterating, like, Gohan is, we know he looks like a dumbass, he's the strongest person on Earth, trust us.
I mean, yeah, because he is quite skinny, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, during the Tournament of Power, I complained about him just wearing a tracksuit and he just looks like a stick.
Yeah.
Like, that's not the Gohan. No, he is more potential than that.
Yeah.
They needs to do more with him.
And that's what they had in the manga, where he wears the Piccolo outfit again. Like, he wears that outfit again, because that's the outfit he feels most comfortable in. And I thought it's like a way better version of it. Like, I hate a tracksuit Gohan. And I hate as well tracksuit 18.
Yeah.
I didn't like that she turned up in the tracksuit. It's like, I get it for the Tournament of Power, where she just rocked up in what she was wearing on the day, because like, they had like 1 day's prep time.
Yeah.
You tell me like she always wears a tracksuit around the house? Is she giving
a
up
mom.
that much? I guess so. She's giving up that much.
It's not important. Still badass.
Oh yeah, like 18 is still great, but I was kind of hoping that the humans would get more play, because this movie was very clearly made, because fans like myself, I was like, I'm tired of Goku always being the person who solves all problems. As fun as, like, you know, the Broly movie was, with Vegito coming back, or is it Gogeta who comes back? It's Gogeta, yes.
I always forget.
Yeah, it's Gogeta,
always
but
forget which
Vegito
one.
is the Patara, and
Gogeta is the one where they do
the fusion dance, yes.
Yeah.
I always forget which one is which, but it's like, yeah, it was a good moment, but I kind of want some of the other characters to come to the forefront now. And that's why I was frustrated when, like, Krillin is getting shit on as a joke character. It's like, Krillin's the strongest human on Earth. He's the strongest human on planet Earth, and they're treating him like a fucking joke.
Well, it's the same, like, I didn't really watch the original Dragon Ball, but I know, like, Yamcha was seen as,
Yes.
like, a strong, badass character, and he became
This joke, yeah.
this joke where
He's the original
he
villain.
gets killed every time.
Yeah, he's the first villain that Goku fought, and he's really good. Like the Wolf of the Wild, or whatever the fuck he's called then. And like they even have like a joke at the end of the Tournament of Power Out where he's sat in his house like, well, I'm sure they're going to invite me at some point. He's like sat in his house waiting to be invited.
Jerry. Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Oh, they're probably just saving the best for last.
Yeah.
Poor Yamcha.
that's the thing, I get it, he's a joke character now, but so much of the Dragon Ball cast is a joke character, and then they introduce these new characters who are stronger than them, and then keep sidelining the current characters.
Yeah, they just become like background characters, don't they? They're just
to the
kind of
Goku show.
there. Yeah. The Goku show.
No.
So yeah, it was nice in the sense that it was focused on Gohan and Piccolo.
Yeah, like their relationship, like the fact that Piccolo is really pissed off, like, Gohan, fucking start training. It's like, why do I need to train? My dad's got this. He even says something like, my dad will take care of it. It's like, your dad is always off planet
Yeah, he's
training.
not even here.
He doesn't care about Earth, you do.
What is it? Foreshadowing? So like, oh yeah, you need to train it in case there's a threat. Literally, like 30 minutes later,
There's
a threat.
And I did find it hilarious how quickly, like, Piccolo's like, in my back of my mind I was like, isn't he supposed to pick up, like, Pan soon?
Yeah.
Isn't he supposed to pick her up soon? And it's like, oh no, just this entire fight, this backstory all took place for 1 PM.
Yeah.
The entire story took place before the morning was up.
It all happened in one day.
It all happened in 1 day.
But I do like the characters of Gamma 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I
they
liked
were
them.
neat. And I like the idea they don't have ki, they have guns. And then they have that line where it's, oh yeah, like the androids have infinite power.
Yeah.
Or they can fight, you know, at their full potential until their power runs out. It's like, how much you got left? Like 82%. Guys, oh fuck's sake! I don't want to fight for another 4 hours.
No, I really enjoyed it. I also enjoyed the start where you see Piccolo just answering a video call.
And he never answers it properly.
It's like we'll get you one of those plushies that you like. I don't like those damn plushies.
And he looks over and he's got like 15 of them. It's like, you know as well, he secretly loves them.
Because his phone case is one of those.
The little
plushies.
cat as well, because Pan likes the cat.
It's so cute.
And just the idea that he sits on like the Demon King throne, he's got all the plushies around, he's holding on the foot. It's like, that is fuck. I would watch that film. Or that TV show. If they make a film of this, I want like, or a TV show of this film. I want like 3 episodes to be dedicated to like Piccolo, just being pissed off that they keep giving him plushies.
It's like Piccolo trying to do like human things.
It's so like every time he holds the phone, when he holds it like that, because he doesn't know how to use a phone,
Piccolo
but he wants
using
to.
the internet.
Yeah. It's like, was it the episode where Vegeta tries to make an omelette, but because he's like, you know, as strong as a god and he can't break eggs.
Do you even know how to crack an egg?
Silence! You can do this! Fingertips only!
My favorite. I watched it like a million times where one was like, "Can you even crack an egg?" Silence!
He's like, I can crack an egg, and he can't, because he's like, you know, he's the strongest person in the world, and he can't do it.
And then the chicken.
It's so good.
That cracks out. He's like, the chicken starts like copying
Yeah.
Vegeta's expressions. He's just like,
So like when he tries to like learn the dance for Bulma's birthday or
Oh my
something, and he gets
God.
really, and I think in the manga he gets really upset that he didn't get to do it, and you see him like silently practicing the dance afterwards because he was so happy that he did it, and he's like, oh no.
that's when you know like that's character progression right there.
It's
Because
so
he would
good.
never do that.
And like, you know, speaking of like character progression, we had a lot of in-jokes in this that I know did catch me off guard. The first one that I, you know, made me giggle is when they show like, oh, here's the evil corporation that Bulma leads. It's like, here's Goku, and then the Vegeta, and it's the pink shirt. And it's bad man. It's like, of course it's
Of course
fucking,
it is.
of course, bad man Vegeta. Like, why is that not his default outfit?
Oh my God.
It pisses me off so
It's one of my
much.
favourite outfits.
And then they have like the thing of like, yeah, we're not sure who's in charge of the organisation, and we're not sure, like, we think Goku and Vegeta are the mid-bosses. We don't know how strong Mr. Satan is yet. They keep saying, we need to be really worried about Mr. Satan. And it's like, I clapped when they did that. I was like, yeah, that's exactly
That's
it.
funny. And they just, they think Bulma's an alien. It's just an alien organisation that's going to take over the world.
Well, it's fair because she doesn't age.
Oh yeah, she's using the Dragon Ball, isn't she?
Yeah, well, the fact that Pickle's like, she has all the Dragon Ball. Yeah, she keeps making stupid fucking wishes. Like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, I want my bum to be a little bit tighter. I want to be, like, what is it, the previous movie, 5 years younger? Mm-hmm. So why don't you wish to be 20 years younger? Well, if I'm 20 years younger, people notice. If it's 5 years, they'll just think that.
Subtle.
Yeah.
It's just like a subtle difference, and then she wants her eyelashes to be longer as
Yeah,
well.
a little bit. And like, just, I love as well the dragon gives Piccolo that extra bit of power because he knows the other 2 wishes were wasted.
It's like, trivial indeed.
Yeah. But like, imagine what like the dragon thinks like every year it just gets brought back, and it's like,
He just sees Bulma, it's just like, oh.
fuck's sake, what do you want this time, love? Like, you're the richest person on the planet.
Oh no, yeah, that's funny.
And I really do hope they keep doubling down on the fact that Dragon Ball is now just world-ending stakes over trivial matters. Like where Frieza's like, I want the Dragon Balls. Why? I want to be taller. But not even a little bit, like, you know, you want to win like a foot sort of 5 centimeters taller.
Just a little difference.
He was like, but why don't you go into your second form, Lord Frieza? But I want to be taller in my final form. It's like,
To increase my height by 5 full centimeters.
Please forgive me. If that's the case, couldn't you simply go back to your second transformation? Wouldn't you be sufficiently tall then?
Don't be a fool. I would like to be taller in my normal form, you ninny. And of course, my golden one.
Obviously. But why only 5 centimeters?
Any more than that would be too noticeable. Don't you understand?
So I feel like Vegeta's probably made that wish at some point.
I don't think he needs to though. Like Vegeta is like confidence personified. Like he's a 5-foot king.
Well, to be fair, he
5-foot prince anyway.
His height is different in Super.
Yeah, it changes like on a whim. So I want to open up another. Do you want another one?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I have finished.
There's your. Well, I need to open this one now. So here's a trick. You got to have the top on to do
Oh
it.
no.
So. Come on now. Do you know what that is? It's powering up. It's
powering
it's,
up.
It's Budweiser Beasto. Beast mode Budweiser. Budweiser. Beast.
It's on a flake.
Right. So let's talk about Cell Max, and
Okay.
like. The 3D was kind of like a sticking point for a lot of people watching like the trailers and stuff. And I'll admit, that opening 30 seconds where they show the 3D car, and I was like, oh,
Yeah, the first bit I was just
that
like,
looks bad.
yeah.
That looks like test footage for like, you know, do you see like an Avengers movie, it's like early test footage, and it's like the the square car.
You have that like kind of worry that like, oh no, the whole film's going to be like this.
And then they show the character models, and they look great.
Yeah, like literally, it was weird at first, but you kind of adjust.
Yeah, everything but the character, the character models look fantastic. Everything else looks kind of like just a little bit off. But then, when you get into those fight scenes,
the fight scenes are so good.
Like, I think I don't like Selmax, I don't like the design, I don't like that he's huge and big because it kind of draws away from the fact that it's a fight between people of equal stature. But when he does like that fucking scream and just like the orb comes out like yeah, that's where the budget went. That's like $8 million right there.
Yeah. Yeah, the fight scenes are really good. Like, I've seen like some 3D fight scenes before, just from like trailers and gameplay and stuff. I think, well, the fight scenes work really well. It's just the moment to moment. The moment to moment bits. I thought they're going to look a bit weird, but like I said, you kind of adjust to it and it doesn't look as bad anymore. So I think it works quite well.
Yeah, you get a minute in and you stop thinking about it, but like as soon as those fight scenes kicks in, like yes, this is it. This is like peak Dragon Ball. And I was thinking right at the start, like, why are they telling like Goku and Vegeta not to use their transformations? Seems a bit weird, like, and they're like, oh no, you'll destroy the planet. It's like, but Beerus fights here and he can destroy anything. Yeah. Why does Beerus give a shit about people? And then you just like see the fight with Gohan and you're like, oh, that's where the budget went. We've got budget for
they can't afford to do the Kamehamehas.
So we can do, like, Goku can throw a Kamehameha and go Super Saiyan Blue and so can Vegeta, or we can just like put all of our budget into like the most badass a fucking special beam cannon has ever looked.
It did look badass, especially when it clashed with Cells.
It's just, oh yeah,
my god,
deletes it. Just fucking.
It did look really good.
And I was always under the impression that Gohan always knew how to do that. Like,
I thought, because when Piccolo's like, where did you learn that? I was thinking,
he trained with you for like a
decade.
decade.
With him. Like, surely he taught him that move.
No, because it's something I think I mentioned in a couple of videos is that I love the idea of future Gohan. Where his dad dies. Yeah. His dad's dead, so he gets trained by Piccolo, and Piccolo dies, and he loses his arm. And future Gohan uses the special beam cannon because he doesn't have two arms. He can't throw a Kamehameha with one hand. Yeah. Which, even though we know he can from when he was a kid, but obviously. So future Gohan uses the special beam cannon instead of the Kamehameha because he trained more with Piccolo and his dad. Yeah. And he has one arm now, and I always thought Gohan knows the special beam cannon. But I guess it's one of those things he just trained, and I think that's the final pin in that thing. Like, yeah, Piccolo's his his mentor, not Goku. I remember you saying a slight tangent is where you said you'd love to fight in the Dragon Ball Z games with one arm Gohan. Yes. Well, because I have the Kakarot game, yes. You can download the history of Trunks. Oh, so you get to fight. And you get to fight as Gohan with one arm, and you get to fight both androids. It's fucking hard. Yeah, of course it is, you got one arm. But it's so good, and I felt so sad. I was sat on my own I want to cry. Yeah, this is the strongest human, this is the strongest person in this series, and he fails because he doesn't have, he doesn't have Piccolo. Without Piccolo, he can't become as strong as he wants to be. So sad. He doesn't have those earthly attachments, and that's I love future Gohan and the idea of Piccolo was always his mentor, and that's why it frustrates me where Goku's Gyo is the Kamehameha. That's not your move. Goku's your dad. He's got a line in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. He might be your father, but he's not your daddy. Yeah. That one. That's the same thing. And now we've got it. And the thing is, when you got Piccolo raising his fucking granddaughter. Imagine Piccolo, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. It could be. When he's picking Pan up from school. And the fact the teacher doesn't give a shit this green man turns up. Yeah, because that giant guy turns up first saying, I've come to pick you up, and then Pan obviously kicks the shit out of him. And Piccolo's yeah, it's fine. We're just in this, intimidating gear. He looks suspicious at all. But I guess Pan knows him. It's Mr. Satan's daughter. And plus, they live in a world the cat's the president. The president's a cat person. So I guess they do live in a world where animal people exist. So I guess it does make sense. Yeah, it's animal people and dinosaurs exist. So the dinosaurs are up there giving the fucking when they show the spirit bomb. I think in one of the episodes, they show the dinosaur people giving energy for it. It's okay. We're getting we're running short on time. What final thoughts on Dragon Ball Superhero? So I really, really enjoyed it. I was excited for it as well. Yeah. It's not very often I'm excited for films, but I was really excited for it, and I was really, really happy, to have watched it. Thought it was really good, and there's obviously a few things I think they could have done. Of course, yeah.
expanded on the Gohan Beast
form.
I think done more with it because it was just so short.
Yeah, I wish they'd cut out I wish they'd just said Goku and Vegeta are off planet, we can't contact them, and just like explore the fact Gohan, you're the strongest. You've always been the strongest. And it's like, no, I'm not. It's like, you are. And it's like, no, but I'm half Saiyan. That's what makes you strong. What do you mean that's what You're half Saiyan, so you're half human, and you have human attachments. And because you've got human attachments, you've got more to lose. And then you could point out the fact, what turned Goku into a Super Saiyan? Was it, how strong he was? It's like, no, when he lost Krillin, his friend
died, yeah.
What have you got? You've got a family, you've got friends. You care about this planet more than your dad does. And Goku cares about the planet, but not as much as Gohan does, because Goku fucking fucks off every 10 minutes.
Because Goku doesn't have the human in him, but he grew up on Earth.
Yes.
So he has that
human
relationship, so...
Yeah. Fantastic film. Go watch it, unless you've just got all the clips that I've put into this video. But,
Spoilers!
Can't wait for the next one. Oh, I need to pee.